Have you ever wondered if something as innocent as fruit could secretly undermine your health? From childhood, we've been taught that fruits are nature's perfect snack, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and natural sweetness. But here's what they don't tell you. Not all fruits benefit everyone equally, particularly as we grow older. For those of us beyond 60, our bodies undergo significant changes. Our metabolism decreases. Our digestive system becomes more vulnerable. Blood sugar regulation grows more delicate. And the reality is certain fruits, while beneficial for younger individuals, can quietly become harmful for seniors. Yes, harmful. Excessive sugar, dangerous medication interactions, or hidden acidity. They can cause genuine damage if we're not cautious. But there's encouraging news. Nature also provides life-enhancing fruits that improve heart function, combat inflammation, safeguard cognitive abilities, and even strengthen bones. Today, as someone who has experienced life fully and researched these transformations for decades, I want to reveal the 4 fruits you should eliminate and the 4 you absolutely must incorporate. Your body deserves nothing less. Let's begin immediately. Before we start, if you haven't subscribed already, I suggest you click that button and activate the notification bell so you never miss another health recommendation created specifically for you. If you find this video valuable, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to inform me how I can create better content for you. The 4 dangerous fruits seniors should never eat. 1. Grapefruit, the invisible threat for medication users. Initially, the grapefruit appears innocuous, even appealing. Its vibrant pink interior, invigorating bitterness, and reputation for heart health have established it as a breakfast favorite. But for older adults, particularly those over 60, this fruit harbors a hidden and severely underestimated risk. Beneath its succulent appeal lies a biochemical danger that few discuss. A danger that silently interferes with the very medications sustaining your heart rhythm, your blood pressure stability, and your anxiety control. Grapefruit contains a substance that inhibits a vital liver enzyme called CYP3A4, which is essential for metabolizing many of the most common prescription medications used by seniors. 2. When this enzyme is inhibited, the medications you consume can accumulate to dangerously high concentrations in your bloodstream, like a blocked river with nowhere to flow. The results can be devastating. Severe muscle deterioration from statins, potentially fatal heart rhythm disturbances, excessive bleeding from anticoagulants, or intensified sedative effects from anti-anxiety medications. For those who rely on their prescriptions for survival, this seemingly healthy fruit could become a silent killer. The tragedy is that most seniors remain unaware. They consume grapefruit in the morning and take their medications after breakfast, never making the connection until they're rushed to emergency care. Some don't survive to understand what occurred. That's the consequence of trusting what seems healthy without knowing the facts. This isn't about unnecessary fear. It's about wisdom through experience. Grapefruit isn't inherently harmful, but for seniors on medications, which includes over 70% of Americans over 65, it simply isn't worth the danger. There are safer fruits to enjoy without risking your heart, liver, or life. But if grapefruit, vibrant and cheerful as it appears, can conceal danger in plain sight, what other fruits might also pretend to be safe while quietly working against your health? Let's examine the next one. It's small, sweet, and surprisingly detrimental when consumed excessively. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2 cherries. Sweet but problematic for arthritis and diabetes. Cherries so tiny, so sweet, and so deceptively innocent. For many of us, they evoke memories of summer, of fresh pies cooling on windowsills, bowls of cherries at outdoor gatherings, and that satisfying pop when the pit comes loose. But as we age, what once seemed like a treat may now quietly betray our well-being. You see, cherries, particularly in large amounts or in concentrated forms like juices, dry products, and syrups, are exceptionally high in natural sugars. 1 cup of sweet cherries contains nearly 20 grams of sugar. For younger bodies with faster metabolisms and stable insulin responses, this may not present a serious concern. But for seniors living with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or even undiagnosed insulin resistance, that sugar enters the bloodstream rapidly, causing spikes that damage organs gradually and leave us exhausted, mentally foggy, and susceptible. And the danger extends beyond sugar. Cherries are naturally acidic, and for older adults dealing with inflammation, arthritis, or joint discomfort, this acidity can exacerbate symptoms. Yes, fresh cherries contain antioxidants, but consumed excessively, especially when processed, the acidic and sugary content can backfire. What you hoped would comfort your body may instead aggravate the very discomfort you're trying to escape. And what's the consequence? Silent progressive damage. You may not feel it immediately, but the flare-up in your knees that ruins your morning walk, the spike in your blood sugar that causes dizziness, the restless night from swollen joints, it's all connected. That bowl of cherries eaten with good intentions becomes a trigger for discomfort, instability, and long-term harm. It's disheartening because cherries feel so harmless. But the truth is, as we grow older, even sweetness requires questioning. And if these tiny fruits can disturb your equilibrium so severely, imagine what happens when your potassium levels escalate out of control from something far more common, something many seniors consume daily without second thought. 3. Bananas. Excessive potassium can be detrimental. Throughout most of our lives, bananas have been viewed as a symbol of health. Simple, convenient, rich in potassium. We were informed they help with cramps, increase energy, and benefit the heart. And for the younger body, that may be accurate. But as we age, our bodies no longer process nutrients as they once did. And too much of a beneficial thing can quietly become a threat. Bananas are abundant in potassium. Yes, but for seniors, especially those with compromised kidneys, heart conditions, or who take blood pressure medications like ACE inhibitors or potassium-sparing diuretics, this potassium can accumulate to dangerous levels. Your kidneys, once efficient filters, now begin to function more slowly. And that extra potassium doesn't exit the body as it should. It remains in your system, entering your bloodstream, disrupting your heart's natural rhythm, your muscles' ability to contract, and even your brain's clarity. This condition called hyperkalemia doesn't make headlines, but it sends thousands of seniors to emergency care annually. One too many bananas over the course of a week can be sufficient. You might experience heart palpitations, weakness in your legs, or a sense that something's just not right. But by the time symptoms manifest, the damage may already be underway. And the consequence, a fruit that should nourish you instead risks compromising your balance, your energy, even your heartbeat. Most seniors never suspect the banana. It seems too basic, too wholesome. But simplicity can be misleading, particularly when your body's internal systems are more fragile than they appear externally. So before reaching for that next banana, ask yourself, is this truly what my body needs or what I've merely grown accustomed to? Because sometimes the danger isn't in what we fear, but in what we assume is harmless. And that's never more accurate than with a fruit that hides behind the facade of health. A fruit many consider a snack, but is actually a concentrated sugar trap disguised as dried nutrition. 4. Dried fruits. The concealed sugar bomb. They sit neatly in small snack packages looking innocent. Even nutritious raisins, dates, dried apricots, cranberries. We find them in trail mixes, sprinkled on oatmeal, or available at the doctor's office waiting room as a healthy option. But for seniors, dried fruits often hide a troubling truth beneath their shriveled exterior. They are sugar bombs disguised as wellness. What many don't realize is that when fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugars remain now concentrated in a much smaller portion. A handful of raisins may seem harmless, but it's equivalent to consuming an entire bunch of grapes, without the fiber, without the hydration, and with all the sugar condensed. And most dried fruits on store shelves are also coated with added sugar or preserved with sulfites, which can aggravate conditions like asthma, migraines, and even lead to inflammation in the digestive tract. For those of us in our senior years, especially living with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or digestive sensitivity, these small snacks can cause silent havoc. They trigger blood sugar spikes, digestive discomfort, and worst of all, they create a false impression of health. You believe you're making a wise choice, but your body pays a hidden price. And the consequence, it's the gradual damage caused by a daily snack that appears healthy. It's the increase in glucose that strains your heart. It's the indigestion that disrupts your sleep. It's the energy crash that follows the sugar spike. Dried fruit may seem like a friend, but for many older adults, it becomes an invisible thief, stealing comfort, balance, and metabolic stability over time. We must learn to question not just what tastes sweet, but what's been packaged and processed to appear beneficial while causing harm. Because just as some fruits can deceive us in dried form, others still fresh, still whole, can become the very medicine our bodies need. So let's now turn toward hope. The fruits that restore, protect, and energize even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. What should you be consuming every single week to remain sharp, strong, and steady? Let's begin with a small blue fruit that might just preserve your memory. The 4 must-eat fruits that can save your health after 60. 1. Blueberries. A brain protector. There's something quietly extraordinary about a blueberry. Small, humble, and unassuming, it rarely attracts attention the way flashier fruits do. But inside each tiny berry exists one of nature's most powerful gifts, especially for those of us entering the later chapters of life. At a time when memory begins to fade and clarity sometimes slips like sand through fingers, blueberries offer hope. Not just comfort, but protection. Science has confirmed what many of us have long felt. What we eat influences how we think, how we remember, and even how we feel. And among all the fruits studied for brain health, blueberries stand out. Rich in anthocyanins, those deep blue pigments don't merely give the berry its color. They function as guardians crossing the blood-brain barrier to reduce inflammation, improve communication between brain cells, and shield against the oxidative stress that gradually diminishes memory and function. Regular blueberry consumption has been linked to slower cognitive decline, better decision-making, and even a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. For seniors, these aren't minor promises. They're lifelines. They represent more time to remember loved ones' names, more moments of clarity during quiet mornings, and more independence when it matters most. But the value of blueberries isn't solely in their brain benefits. They also help regulate blood pressure, support heart health, and are low in sugar, making them ideal for diabetics and those with cardiovascular concerns. A simple half-cup daily added to yogurt, oatmeal, or eaten plain can make a genuine difference. In a world full of pills and prescriptions, it's easy to forget that some of the most powerful medicines grow from the earth. Blueberries are evidence. They don't just nourish. They protect, restore, and gently preserve what matters most: your mind. And if this little blue fruit can sharpen your memory, imagine what a crisp, fiber-rich apple can do to protect your heart, and why one daily may truly help keep the doctor away. 2 apples, the heart-healthy fiber hero. There's a quiet wisdom in the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And while it may sound simplistic, even old-fashioned, this humble fruit carries truths that are more relevant than ever for those of us over 60. At a time when our hearts need more care, our digestion becomes more delicate, and our bodies call out for balance. The apple offers powerful protection in the most ordinary form. Apples are rich in soluble fiber, especially pectin, a type of fiber that binds to cholesterol in the digestive system and helps eliminate it before it enters the bloodstream. For seniors, this means apples can actively reduce bad LDL cholesterol, lowering the risk of heart attacks and strokes without requiring additional pills. They are also naturally low in calories and sugar, making them a safe, sustaining snack that supports blood sugar control and healthy weight management, both essential for heart and joint health in later life. But apples do more than protect the heart. Their fiber also supports a healthy digestive tract, reducing constipation, which becomes a common and frustrating issue as we age. And the antioxidants in the skin, quercetin and flavonoids, provide anti-inflammatory effects that support overall wellness, even helping reduce the risk of certain cancers and neurodegenerative diseases. And perhaps equally important, apples are deeply familiar. They evoke memories of fall harvests, homemade pies, and the simple pleasure of a crisp bite on a cool day. There's comfort in that and nourishment, both physical and emotional. One fruit, so accessible, can quietly influence your health in profound ways. So yes, one apple daily really can make a difference, not just in what it provides, but in what it helps your body avoid. And if the apple is a silent guardian of your heart, then what about a fruit that nourishes your bones, your brain, and your skin simultaneously? It's creamy, rich, and often misunderstood. Let's discuss avocado 3. Avocados, the healthy fat that nourishes your body. Among all fruits on the table, the avocado stands apart. It doesn't burst with sweetness. It doesn't display bright colors. And it isn't the kind of fruit you'd find in a bowl on the counter. But for those of us in our 60s and beyond, the avocado is more than food. It's fuel for longevity, clarity, and strength. Rich in monounsaturated fats, avocados provide the fat your body needs as it ages. Fats that don't obstruct your arteries, but rather protect your heart, nourish your brain, and lower bad cholesterol. They help reduce inflammation throughout the body, easing the pain in aging joints and supporting smoother movement. For seniors living with heart disease or trying to prevent it, this fruit can be transformative. But the benefits extend deeper. Avocados contain abundant vitamin K, essential for bone strength and fracture prevention, something we often don't consider until a fall reminds us how fragile we've become. They also deliver folate and potassium, helping regulate blood pressure, improve circulation, and reduce stroke risk. And with the presence of lutein, a powerful antioxidant, they support eye health, defending against macular degeneration and age-related vision loss. Beyond the science, avocados offer a sense of richness, not just in texture, but in how they make us feel. A few slices on whole grain toast, a spoonful beside fresh greens. It feels like nourishment, not restriction. At a stage in life where so many foods are labeled off limits, the avocado says, "I'm here to help, not to harm." So while others may pursue the next trend or exotic superfruit, this creamy green fruit delivers quietly, consistently, and deeply. And if avocados bring strength to your bones and brightness to your mind, imagine a fruit that not only soothes your digestion, but also helps calm inflammation throughout your body, especially where you feel it most, in your joints. Let's explore the healing power of papaya. 4. Papaya, the digestive and anti-inflammatory miracle. In a world filled with over-the-counter antacids, joint creams, and endless supplements, it's easy to forget that sometimes the most effective relief can come from the simplest source. Papaya, with its soft golden flesh and tropical sweetness, is more than just a pleasant treat. It is a natural healer, especially for those in their senior years. As we age, digestion becomes more sensitive. Meals that once sat comfortably now cause bloating, discomfort, or reflux. But papaya contains papain, a natural enzyme that gently helps the body break down proteins, easing the burden on your digestive system. For seniors who struggle with sluggish digestion, irregularity, or the side effects of long-term medications, papaya offers not just comfort, it offers relief. Beyond the digestive benefits, papaya is rich in vitamins C, A, and E, nutrients known to strengthen the immune system, protect the skin, and combat inflammation, a key factor in chronic diseases like arthritis and heart disease. For older adults dealing with joint stiffness, inflammation, or immune weakness, papaya works quietly in the background to restore balance and reduce the silent damage occurring inside the body daily. Its texture is smooth, its taste gentle, and its effect profound. It requires no cooking, no preparation, no complexity. Just a few slices daily can support your body from the inside out. More than just food, papaya reminds us that healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes in nature's own packaging, ready to serve those who seek wellness over quick fixes. And now that we've explored the fruits that support your brain, strengthen your heart, rebuild your bones, and soothe your digestion, the question becomes, what happens when you combine these choices? How can you transform them into a simple daily lifestyle that protects your future one bite at a time? Let's discover that next. Your health is in your hands, one bite at a time. As we progress through the later chapters of life, there is a quiet truth that becomes clearer with each passing year. We can no longer take our health for granted. The foods we once consumed without consideration, the ones we grew up with, celebrated with, or simply enjoyed out of habit, now carry new significance. Each bite either brings healing or adds to the burden our bodies must carry. But here's the hope. It's never too late to make better choices. And sometimes those better choices aren't extreme or difficult. They're as simple as reaching for a blueberry instead of a handful of dried fruit, choosing an apple over a sugary snack, slicing an avocado in place of processed spreads, adding papaya to your breakfast instead of seeking relief in pills. These small decisions made day after day begin to build something powerful. A stronger heart, a clearer mind, steadier joints, better digestion, and most importantly, a sense of control over your own well-being. That's a gift worth protecting. We must also accept with grace and wisdom that not every food remains suitable for us. Some fruits, though natural and once beneficial, may now work against our aging systems. Grapefruit, bananas, cherries, dried fruits. They're not evil, but they require caution. They require us to be mindful of our medications, our blood sugar, our kidneys, and our individual health conditions. And being mindful isn't fear. It's maturity. It's respect for the body that has carried us all these years. Let this be a reminder not of what you can't have, but of all the things you still can. Nature has provided us with an abundance of healing foods. We simply have to choose them with intention. So whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, know this. Your health is not behind you. It's right here, right now, in every meal, in every choice. The fruits you welcome into your life can be more than food. They can be your partners in longevity, your protectors, your daily act of self-respect. And when you care for your body this way with knowledge and love, you don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years. Because you deserve to age with strength, with dignity, and with joy, one mindful bite at a time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.